When I come around. What? You recording? Oh, I didn't know I'm on the air. Oh my goodness. All right, hold on. Hey, sorry about that. Hey, welcome to another fun-filled video, math video. That's right, Mr. Warrior here at your service, and let's get going here. I'm sorry. Yes, you caught me kind of jamming out with a little Nirvana. Life is good. All right, are we ready for end of Module 1 assessment part 2? That's right. How many parts are there, you ask me? Mr. Wara, can you please let us in to let us know how many of these videos there are? I don't know. I have not yet determined that. But I will let you know as soon as I find out myself. As you can see, we're moving right on. These are math assignments. They're watching videos. Anyway, this is the end of Module 1 assessment review, part 2, as I mentioned earlier. Let's get down to business here. What do we have going on here today? Well, it says we have to find a product using an area model. So let's go ahead and make sure that we understand the instructions here. It says right here, it says that we have to use an area model, so we're going to do that. Basically, that's going to explain the product of 3 and 42 hundredths, okay, and 7. Write the product, we have to write it in standard form. We have to write it in word form. We have to write it in expanded form. Is there another forms we have to put it in? That's a lot, okay? But you know what? This is like a piece of cake. You guys, this is a cakewalk, okay? You're going to see. So basically, the first thing we need to really understand, okay? And that is basically that when you're taking a factor, and this is a factor here. Let's go ahead and give it a nice little circle. Woohoo! It's just so exciting. And this is another factor. Woohoo! That's another one. Basically, when you multiply those two factors together, you end up with a product. But there's another way you could actually write this. You can think of this in terms of 3 and 42 hundredths times 7, okay, which is what that is. But also, we're going to write this in the distributive form. That is also equal to taking the 3 and multiplying it just with the 7. Okay? In fact, let's reverse this around. It just looks neater if we do that. So let me go ahead and get my eraser out and just go, goodbye. See you later. Hey, you were there and now you're gone. So we're going to go ahead and just reverse it and put 7 times 3 and 42 hundredths. Okay, that's the same as 7 times 3 plus 7 times 4 tenths. So plus, and I'm going to just put this in, well, no, I'll put it just like this. That's 0.4. Remember, that means the same thing. Plus 7 times 2 hundredths. So 7 times 2 hundredths. This, my friends, is the distributive property. That's right. It's pretty cool. I know. Pretty kind of a cool name. You know, the big D for DP, distributive property. So this is what we're going to be doing in essence with our area model. Okay? So with an area model here, whoa! Hey, don't you love that? Squares just popping out of anywhere. I didn't even try that. So the reason why I made 3 of them is because of that distributive property I just showed you. They don't actually have to all be the same shape, but, you know, I went ahead and said that makes sense to me. So here we could think of this area model being the 7 times 3, the 7 times 4 tenths, plus the 7 times 2 hundredths. Okay? To make this simple. Mr. Wara loves to make things simple. Although some people would say, Mr. Wara, you're making this more complicated. Don't mean to. Whoa! Lights out? I don't think so. I'm keeping everything hidden. So, same problem. Whoa, this is pretty cool. Right on. And, I don't know, is it just me or do you see a slight decoloration of our slide? Something trying to hide. Come out of there. Whoa! Hey, look everyone. It's a lamb. Yeah. It's Mary, I think you lost your lamb. Just, you know, I thought the lamb went everywhere where she went. Apparently not. She ended up on our slideshow. Get out of here. Goodbye. Thank you. And what are you doing here? Goodbye. Cut. Whew. I know. That was kind of mean. Oh, well. We have a math thing we have to do here. So now let's get down to basically our next step, which is basically we need to show this in an area model. Oh, my pen's going everywhere. Come back. There we go. Oh, don't know why you did that. All right. So we need to show this in an area model. Well, let's go ahead and do it using the distributive property as we plan to do. So we had 7 times the 3. Okay. Now, that's in the ones place there. So that's like 7 times 3. Pretty simple. Which is going to equal 20. And we're going to write it 21 ones here. Because we're going to be adding all this together later. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and then move on to the next one. So it's going to be 7 times. And we have over here 4 tenths. 0.4. So in here, we're going to write 7 times. Let's go ahead and just write it out here. 4 tenths, which is going to equal, if you do it, 28 tenths. Okay. And then finally, we come over here, and we're going to be doing the hundredths, so it's going to be 2 hundredths. And then we're going to multiply that, and so we have 7 times 2 hundredths. And just like that, we're going to have 14, I'm sorry, equals, should fit that in there, 14 hundredths. Okay, seems pretty easy, does it not? Okay, so now we can come over here and let's go ahead and do our work this way. So now we have 21 ones, okay, here. We'll just put 21, and then we're going to add that to our, now we have our 28 tenths, but now we know that's actually, because of the tenths, it's just 2.8. Okay, because there's, seems pretty simple enough. And finally, we come over here and we're going to add, we have 14 hundredths, which in this case, you just write that kind of how it is, 14 hundredths, which is going to be 0.14. So far, so good? Yes? Okay, 14 hundredths. Now we can add them all together. So if we have 21 plus 2.8, that gives us 23.8. 23, okay, 0.8. We have 8 tenths here, and we have 1 tenth there. So we can actually add those two together, giving us 9 tenths. Giving us 23 and 94 hundredths. Okay, now this would be written in, well, first let's double check our work. So we can actually multiply this through. We could take 3 and 42 hundredths times 7. This is the algorithm. Then we have 14, carry the 1. We have 28, 29. There's our 9, carry the 2. 21, 22, 23. We have 23, and I did take the decimal out of the factor and put it in. So we have 23 and 94 hundredths. So we're good. And in word form, we would write that as 23 to 123. And don't forget the hyphen. Have to have that hyphen there when we have numbers from the tens place and the ones place. That's the rule. And then we have to put in our word and, because that represents the decimal. And then 94 hundredths. We could just write the 94. That's fine. Hundredths. I mean, I guess technically that should be 94. Okay, 90-4. Okay, and then lastly it says to write that in. So we put it in standard form, which is, this is standard form. Okay, and then we have to put a word form, and we did that. So that's the word form listed right here. Therefore, we have to get it in the expanded form. Okay, let's get expanded form. There we go. Let's get some blue. So expanded form basically means then what we're taking is we're taking each place and we're just adding it. So like, for example, if our answer is by 10, so we're going to say 3. In this case, we're going to say 2 times 10. So that's going to give us 20. This is expanded form, okay? Plus 3 times 1. Okay? And this is all the place values. So this is the tens, this is the ones. Now we're getting ready to move into the tenths. So we're going to have to put plus. Now it gets a little trickier, but not too bad. Plus 9 times, and then you can put 0.1, or what means the same thing is 1, okay, times 1/10, plus, now we have the 4, plus 4 times, and again, now this is going to be 0.01, or it looks like I'm running out of room here, but 1 over 100. Okay? Does that make sense for you? It did make sense for me. So what you can see here is that we've actually shown the area model. We did show the distributive property, which is what makes this so much easier to multiply. In fact, this works out really, really nice sometimes when you can do that. Okay, so that's something really important that you need to understand is the distributive property, how you can make that problem, really making it easier. Okay, now I come over here, and then, again, we use the area model. We showed all our work up here. Then we put it in word form, and then we put it in expanded form. And yes, that's it, my friends. Please don't cry with Mary's lamb. I mean, I'm sure she'll show up on another video here at some point, all right? In the meantime, live long and prosper, my friends.